Hey, this is Mark from Amberg Acres. So, for a while now, I've been trying to order some shirts with a little logo I made and it says Amberg Acres on it, and I can get it done, but they want way too much for the shirts. You know, 20 bucks was the cheapest shirt that I found, just for a T-shirt with that logo printed on it. So if you order, if you want to order 100 some shirts, that's fine. You know, you can get them down to 10 bucks or whatever for a shirt, even $8 probably, depending on what shirt you pick out. But that was still too steep for me. I'm not going to buy that many shirts. I only wanted a couple for me and my wife, to wear around the cabin up there. And so I decided, today is the day I'm going to go out and I'm going to try my hand at screen printing. So I started looking at, the mesh and all this stuff that you got to get for screen printing. And it was easier to just buy the speedball kit. Okay? So this kit comes with a whole bunch of stuff. We'll move over to the table here in a little bit. But this is sold on Amazon, and it comes with almost everything you need to do a couple of shirts at least. And then if you want to do more shirts, you'll have the screen already made, and you can just buy more paint and continue making shirts. So the screen will last for quite a while after you make it. So all you gotta buy is paint after that. So I thought this was the way to go. I forget what I paid for this, but if you go on Amazon, it's called a Speedball. Let's see if there's a number here. It's called the Speedball Advanced All-in-One Kit. Okay, and on this side here, it shows you a picture of what's all included. So it has paint, it has the photo emulsion, it has the diazo, it has 4 different colors of paint, it has the squeegee, and it even has a little thing to hold your screen with some hinges and stuff. It has the light, it has some black backing, and it has a couple pieces of plastic to make your print. So pretty much it has everything in here to make at least a couple of T-shirts. So this is the way to go. Alright, so let's move over to the table here, and I'll show you what this all looks like. Alright, so here we are at the table. We have emulsion remover to clean your screen afterwards if you want to change it to a different picture. 4 different colored paints. It's got red, black, white, and blue. And from those colors you can create, I believe, orange and, I don't know, I'm not a color guy, so. But the paints are cheap. You can buy a whole, I think it's a pint. I don't know what these are here. These are 4 fluid ounces. I think you can buy a whole pint for like $8. So the paint isn't that expensive. So in here you have the emulsion, okay, and this is the diazo. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Diazo, okay, and the distilled water I had to purchase. It came with the squeegee, a couple of toothpicks or popsicle sticks here for mixing. And then there's your screen, okay, and it came with the light for burning your screen. And then there's one thing missing here. Actually, there were a couple things missing. A black piece of paper goes under your screen when you burn your screen. A couple of clear pieces of plastic for putting your print on. And then this is the little frame I was talking about. You put some hinges up here, and then it makes your own little screen press. So it's basically a starter kit. It also comes with a book, step-by-step book of how to do the whole process. So it's a good little kit. Seems like a good little kit. So we're gonna see how good we are. We're gonna see if we can do this. I've never done screen printing. I have no idea how it works, but I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna do it. Let's go. first step they have you do in the book is they tell you that the screen can come with some dirt and stuff on it, or oils from the manufacturing process. So they want you to take this and clean it. So I previously washed this with a little soapy water, try and get any dirt out of it. I don't have an extremely clean environment here. I have a lot of dust from working with wood, so it's like everywhere you set it down, you get a little wood chip or something on there, and that'll show up in your screen. But we're gonna do the best we can with what we have here. So the second step to do is I'm supposed to mix the emulsion up, and we're gonna put a layer. We take this squeegee and we're going to take a layer, and we're going to take a layer of that emulsion and put it on here, and then you let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll burn the screen. So let's mix up the emulsion. So according to the book, the first thing you do is you mix up this diazo. Okay, the diazo, they claim it looks like there's nothing in here. Yeah, they're right. It looks like it's empty. But you can see a little black oil in the bottom. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to fill this up half full with water, distilled water actually, and then shake it good and get this all mixed up. Let's do that. Alright, so we're gonna shake this up. Just say a couple minutes. You want to make sure you get all the oil off the bottom of the bottle, and that it's 100% mixed, just like you would a can of paint, a spray can of paint or something. You got to get that mixed up good, or it ain't gonna coat decent. You can also take a popsicle stick. That ain't gonna fit there. Popsicle stick ain't gonna fit in there. So they lied to me on there. You're supposed to be able to take something in there. I think I can tip the bottle and see this. The bottom of the bottle looks like it's cleaned off. Alright, I think that's mixed good enough. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now you take your photo emulsion, and this is going to be bright blue, they say. Let's see how that looks. Yep, bright blue. Bright blue in there. Now you're going to take this diazo and mix it in there. Pour that whole bottle in there. Now you can mix it up with a popsicle stick. Alright, so this is fully mixed now. I mixed for a couple minutes here, and it changes to a green. Alright, they call it a grassy green. Kind of a olive drab green almost, like an army green. But that's mixed up now. Now the reason I went with this kit is because this speedball emulsion claims that you don't need to do it in a dark room. There's emulsions out there, you have to be careful. They're on Amazon, they don't give real good descriptions all the time. And some of the emulsions need to be in a dark room. If you mix this up and start putting this on your screen, this light above you is going to start curing it already, and that's not good. So this stuff claims that you can do it in a lighted room. It doesn't become light sensitive until it dries. So we're gonna see how this works. So the next step now is to put a bead of this emulsion across the bottom of my screen, and then take this squeegee and work it in the screen like that there. So here we go. Let's give her a whirl. They say to tip it at a little bit of an angle. Take your squeegee and just pull it all the way up the screen. Okay. Obviously, I did not put enough down. Once you have that smoothed out, now you're supposed to flip the screen over and you're supposed to go crossways on the other side. And what I'm seeing here, that a lot of this emulsion, a lot of that emulsion is just pushing through the screen. It's coming out on the other side. You're basically scooping it right back off. Go back to the other side. So it seems to me like you're just kind of pushing it from one side to the other. If I push on this side, it just ends up coming out on this side. So I think the idea is just to get a nice smooth final coat. Get a nice smooth final coat on there and then you're done. Okay? So later on, after this is dry, we're going to come back and we're going to tape all the sides and stuff so you can so that the ink won't go through later on. Alright, so that's done. So now I have to put this in a dark, cool place and let it dry overnight. So I'm going to put it back in the box that it came in and put it under my workbench here, and that should keep it good for overnight. Okay, that's all put away. There's no light under there, so it'll be dark. All of this stuff is supposed to be water cleanup, so we're just going to clean it up here a little bit. Now, there's still much this left in the bottle, okay? So you can do another 3 or 4 screens probably out of that. So maybe pouring that in a different container, you're not using the bottle and getting it all over the bottle would be a good idea. Wipes right off with the water, so it's not no big deal. They tell you to wear rubber gloves, but I mean, I didn't really get any on my hands, so I don't think that's an issue either. I think as long as you get it cleaned up, that cleaned right up. As long as you get it cleaned up while it's still wet. Once it dries, then you have to use the emulsion remover. So try and get all your stuff cleaned up while they're still wet, and I think you won't have any issues. Alright, so that cleaned up real well. Just I got an old utility sink over here in the other room here, and I just hosed it right off. So that was pretty easy. We'll see how the results turn out tomorrow when we burn the screen. But what just take 5 minutes? So I don't know. So far so good. They say the speedball emulsion, once it's mixed, if you keep it in the refrigerator, it'll last 4 months. So I got some other smaller screens I'm going to make. So we'll see how long this lasts. But I'm taking their word on that. So, alright, see you tomorrow.